So in a simple fashion, if I have to say, in a very basic level, if I have to say a sensory integration therapy at home, please note that we have 5 elements: earth, fire, air and space. If you can keep the child close to these 5 elements and plan activities accordingly, 50 to 70% of your sensory integration can be done in a natural way. I can quickly brush through this. Water, very important. Most kids will love water, but we avoid saying you will catch cold or he will become messy or he will not come out of it. But take this word from me, if you can introduce water play to these impulsive kids or kids with autism or virtual autism, they are going to settle down very quickly and in a much better fashion. So introduce water play. It could be simple water in your house with taps and pipes and all this, or bucket to bucket transfers, or you can be gardening in the garden, you can be pouring the water, or you can take him to a natural settings like any beaches etc. if available, or a swimming pool with floats. We are not trying to train him to swim, we are just wanting him to enjoy the sense of his own body in the water. And you can introduce small games into it like drop balls, drop rings etc. in the pool, and they are collecting all those and coming. This is a very good activity. Or you can carry the kid on your back in the water and you can sing rhymes to them, do some small imitations, they are going to copy. So this is about water. If this is all is not available, you can buy those plastic pools which now you are getting, inflatable plastic pools. You just fill it up with water, drop a lot of toys into it, get into the water with your child and play with him. You will see a lot of interaction and all this eye contact and all which you are actually wanting from your child, you will get very naturally. The second one is earth, which is very important. Most people complain that when we take him to parks, he is only sitting in the sand and playing. But that is what the child wants to do naturally. The slides and swings have come later. The older time, the kids were playing in the sand. So the sand play is a very important component. So now how to convert it into play is important. If you leave it to him, he will only be pouring the sand up and down or on his face or on the hair, and that's all. But you should create a play. You take small sand kits, beach kits will be there, making molds, or you take small cups and bottles and funnels and make him pour into the bottle, or you take small objects and hide in the sand, let him find out his favorite objects like animals etc. Or put the balls and he is collecting all the balls and getting and putting somewhere, or maybe small chocolates or something also. So anything for that matter in the sand, or you are just covering his legs with the sand and it is like a play. You are writing in the sands, or you are drawing smileys or circles or all these kinds of things in the sand. So there are like n number of ways to play with the sand, provided you have an idea. Or else if you just take him, he only knows how to thrash in his legs in the sand and come. So that is one way, sand play. Third one is light. With light, what can you do? I mean, the natural light is the sunlight. So expose the child at least 1 hour to sunlight daily. He has to have at least little bit of sweat on his body. This sunlight is not only for vitamin D but for melatonin, which is a very important hormone for a good sleep. How does our body know which is day and which is night? Only through this melatonin hormone, and this hormone is directly linked to sunlight. That's why this insomnia or sleeplessness was never a problem in the older era, because they were always in the sun in the morning, and by the time it is night their body used to tell them. Now we are in artificial lights the whole of the day, so the body actually doesn't know which is night and which is day. So okay, you are saying this is night, let us sleep, but the body actually is not knowing which is day, which is night. So expose the children at least 1 hour to sunlight. If it is a natural walk or park, it is much better. If nothing is available, go and sit on the terrace, make that foot times on the terrace, so that both the things are simultaneously done. The fourth one is air, which is a very natural fresh air, is the biggest relaxant anybody can have. So all these kids who are restless, always cranky, irritable, crying most of the time, you take them out for a ride on the scooter or in the car with windows down, but let them get exposed to the natural air. And wherever possible, if you can walk along with them under the shade of like trees or natural zones, that is the best relaxant for them. You can see a significant difference in their behavior after the rides. And final one is space. Space, what I mean here in this context is, they actually like to be in the space. Kids like this jumping things are a very natural seeking for a child. It is not abnormal for a child to seek jumping activities. So how much can you provide that? You can see, you can put trampolines in your house or take to a trampoline parks. In cities you have these play zones. Just leave them freely in the play zones for 1 or 2 hours in a day, in a week. You can see significant difference in the behavior on that day. After that 1 hour, when they get exhausted doing all these jumping, somersaults and slides and all, they feel much relaxed, much calmer. So these are natural activities. Earlier on they used to climb trees or jump and all that, jump in the sand, etc. Now we are not having any of those things. So at least the artificially created play zones or trampolines and all, you can make a use of it. So this is how you can create a natural setting in the home. Apart from this, there can be a sensory room in your home. So what should be there in the sensory room? You can get a nice gym balls, 2 gym balls, nice 2 bean bags, 1 rope ladder, 1 sliding scooter, 1 mini trampoline, and some balance beams where he can walk and check how is he doing, etc. Some sensory bins, like a big bin with, you can drop lot of things in it where he can jump into it and all, where he can search small objects and get out of them, or even rice or pulses you can drop in a bag and he can just jump into it and play and come back. Most of the kids will like it. So you have to be little creative, innovative and make a room for him, so that whenever he is restless, it is your free time, you drop him in that room and he gets a bit relaxed and he comes out. Or you can plan like this also. After a sensory in the room, he is playing for half an hour, you can take his activities, tabletop activities for half an hour. They will be much more relaxed. And wherever possible, OT session should be before the behavior and speech session, so that the child is more relaxed. It is like a spa for him. After a spa, you feel relaxed, right? So like that, he should feel that relaxation and then he should come and do the activities in a better way. So this all requires a little bit of planning. So there are a lot of resources on the net. You can just tap sensory room ideas for home or sensory activities at home level. You will get number of ideas. It is up to the parent to plan in a best possible way. I think this was helpful, and in the next episode we will see the other part of the sensory issues, like the praxis, which is planning and motor planning, motor execution problems, and sensory discrimination. These are separately to be seen. They are very typically seen in autism kids, but luckily not many of the autism kids will have these problems. So we will do it in a second session. Thank you.